Hi, Stampers. I'm Sandy Harka here today with you with the second Tuesday Stamp and Go. This is the first time we're having a second Tuesday Stamp and Go, and this is in addition to the fourth Thursday Stamp and Go. So you can join in twice a month now instead of just on the fourth Thursday. We'll be creating 3 cute cards today using the Latte Love set. It's a new exclusive online product, so you can get that online. You can get the order through me also. If you would like a free card kit of the cards that we're making today, you can do that by placing an online order using the host code in the description below. If you spend $35, you'll get enough supplies to make 2 of the cards. If you spend $50, you'll get that plus the embellishments. And after we get through making the cards today, you can probably figure out which embellishment you'll get. So you can also get just the supplies and the measurements with a separate link, and that is also in the description below. So give me a moment and let me get set up and we'll start stamping. All right, this is, well, let me see. This is the first card that we're going to make, but let me show you the Latte Love stamp set. It looks like this. It has a set of dies to go with it. The dies have a couple of that are really cool. It has the French press and another carafe in there. So I have some really awesome dies to go with this set. So this is the first card that we're going to make today. So let us get started. Let me lay this out of the way. We're going to start with a piece of vanilla, and it has the crosshatch embossing in it. Now, this is one of the 3 basic, or it's a basic 3D embossing folders. It is also a pack of 3 embossing folders. That's an online exclusive product. Okay. This is a piece of the designer paper that is in the Latte suite of products. So you can get that online also. It's an online exclusive. So we are going to place this just slightly underneath the cardstock here on both the top and the bottom. And we can do that with regular glue. So I'm just going to put some dots of regular glue along there and along the bottom one. Pop this over here, and we're going to layer this right on top, and I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch of that showing. Okay. I do better if I turn this upside down, so I'm going to turn this upside down and do the bottom the same way, leaving about 1/2 inch showing. There we go. Looks like when I put the glue on there, I put it a little low. So we'll just wipe some of that off. All right. So this is what we're going to use as our base. We have what looks like a little placemat here. And this actually came from another set called So Refreshing. This is not in this stamp set or die set. So we're going to layer this down here. About right here. Just press that down a little bit. All right, we're going to set that over to the side for a second. We're going to grab the stuff to make the French press. So this is actually 3 pieces. We're using the die for the French press, and then this is the pot that's inside, and then a piece of cardstock here that looks like the coffee inside there. So I'm going to turn the French press over to the back side, and I'm going to use some glue dots because we're dealing with window sheet, and I think that'll probably be our best. So I'm going to put 1 glue dot here, and I'm going to put another one on the other side. I'm kind of stretching them a little bit so that they cover that area right here and don't show, or at least don't show much. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put 1 down here at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take the die cut of the pot, And I'm going to layer that. I'm still working on the back side now of the French press and press that down. So if you turn it over, that's what it looks like. I'm going to turn it to the back side again, and we're going to glue dot that on. And I'm going to put the glue dot right down here so that it also stretches across a little bit. We want to try to hide that as much as possible. There we go. And now I'm going to turn the coffee over and layer that right in between there. So when we turn it to the right side, this is what it looks like. All righty. I'm going to turn that back to the back side, and we're going to use a couple of dimensionals to hook this onto the card. Let's see if this, yes, this will work fine. So these are regular size dimensionals. They work fine. All right, now bring this down a little bit. And we're going to set that pot about right here. We want to make sure it's on the mat and over about here. So we're about 1/8 of an inch from the side there, and then just press that down. Now we have 2 cups that are kind of within the size of the French press. One of them is going to have the handle going to the right, the other one to the left. And then we have a little coffee ellipse here that is going to go right here in the top of this cup. So we put a little bit of glue on the back side of that. Just a little bit. You don't need much. And we're going to go into the top of this one. Okay. Now, it is hard to get just a little bit of glue on that. So I'm going to touch up a little bit so that we don't have that oozing out. Now, these are also, well, the daffodil one is going to get glued straight down onto the mat. And that's going to go about right here. And then I'm going to put a dimensional on the poppy. This is Poppy Parade. And we're going to dimension that right here in front of the daffodil cup. Cool. Lay that over to the side for a second. We have a circle. And the verse that we're using, probably if I ink that up, you can see it a little bit better. It says, "You're the best part of my day." I'm going to check that out over here and make sure it's inking well, and it seems to be. So I'm going to stamp that right in the middle of our, this is called Lemon Lolly. That color is called Lemon Lolly. It's one of our new colors this year, and it is totally awesome. I love it. Now, on the back side of this, we're also going to put a couple of dimensionals. So I'm putting them right there. There we go. And this is going to go right here above the coffee cups. Awesome. Now we're ready to pop that onto our card base, which opens at the bottom. And you might want to make that lay down straight so you can always scrape it with your bone folder. And this is just going to get glued on the front. So we can pop a little bit of glue here and here and layer that right on the top of the card, trying to keep it even at the top and the bottom. Okay. One last thing, and these are called adhesive back swirl dots. Okay, they come in 3 different colors, and they're coffee kind of colors. So you can use any of the colors that you like, but I like this middle one for this card. So we're going to put one there, one over here, and one more, and we'll have our little triangle going there. And then your card is ready for sending. All right, so I like that one. I thought that was kind of fun, especially with this little mat that it's sitting on. All right, let's look at card number 2, which looks like this. And for this one, we're using a regular coffee carafe. For some reason, they didn't do a Keurig machine, and I don't understand why. That would have been perfect, because that's what I use every day. All right, let's start working on this one. So we have a card base out of Lagoon. So we're going to scrape that so it lays flat. And then we have a piece that goes over it. And this is embossed with painted texture. So we're going to pop a little glue on the back side of that. Center it. You have just a little bit of your card base showing all the way around. Now the designer paper is also from that set. And I've done this circle and the deckled, so it's got that real cute edge on there. But we're not going to put all the circle on there. We're going to hang it off the edge a little bit. So I'm going to flip this to the back side, add a bit of glue, and I'm not putting any on this side because we are going to be chopping that off. And I'm going to hang that over the edge and press down about right there. Okay, should be good. Now I'm going to flip this to the back side and grab my paper snips, and we're just going to snip that off right next to the card base. Awesome. So that's all that we snipped off, but doesn't that make it look really cool? I like that effect. I have a mat for this one also, and this one comes from another set called Kiddin' Around. And so we're just going to pop a little bit of glue back here. And that is going to go right down here. You see just a tiny bit of our circle. And just press down. All righty. I'm going to lay that over to the side for a second. And we're going to work on our coffee carafe here. Now, these have been die cut from the holograph. It's not designer paper, but it's specialty paper. And the carafe is cut from a window sheet. And then this is the coffee that goes inside. Now, on the coffee, this is the right side up. On the coffee, I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue down here at the bottom. And it probably will show a little bit, but I'm going to just put about that much on there and then wipe as much off as I can. And that, if it does show, then it's just going to look like it's a little darker at the bottom than as the coffee is sitting there. So that will look fine. Now I'm ready to put on the lid and the handle part. We're going to do that also with glue dots. So I'm going to turn the handle over to the back side. I'm going to put a glue dot here. And another one over here on the handle. And then this piece goes right under here. Okay, there we go. And then we have one last piece to put on, and that is the lid for this pot. And we're going to pop a glue dot down there also, right down here at the bottom. And then we'll set the lid right on top. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to flip this to the back side, and we're going to put a couple of glue dots back there to nail this onto the card front. I'm going to put the glue dots here behind the coffee so they don't really show. All right, let's bring that back in and layer this right here on the mat. Make sure your handle doesn't go off the side. Just like that. Let me see, I think. There we go. Looked like I could see that glue dot, so I just moved it up a little bit. All right, lay that back over to the side for a sec. We have 3 coffee cups: Pool Party, Peacock, and Lagoon. And we're going to layer these. We're going to turn the Pool Party to the other side. So that we're going to slip right in here. There's a little die cut in there when you cut these apart. So I'm going to set that like that. And then the Peacock, I'm going to slip right into the Pool Party one. So they kind of sit in there together. Now I'm going to flip that to the back side. That's what it looks like on the back. And we're going to grab a couple of dimensionals to hook that together and to put it onto the card. All right, scoot our card back in. We're going to set the coffee cups on the mat. Just about right there. Perfect. Okay, the next thing we're going to work on is the greeting. And this is die cut from the Wanted to Say set. And I'm going to pull in my silicone mat, turn that to the back side, and we're going to put a little bit of glue on the silicone mat and just get a little bit on your dauber. And we're going to just dauber a little bit of that glue to the back side. Don't need a lot, and the whole thing does not have to be covered. So we're going to flip that back to the right side, and then we're going to layer that on the pool party underlay. There we go. Be real careful because this can stretch, so you want to try not to stretch it as you pop it on. And then we're going to flip that to the back side. Let's get rid of that glue. And we're going to put dimensionals back there so that we can hook that onto the card. And take those toppers off. And this is going to get layered, and it will go off the edge of your circle just a bit. It says celebrate. So it'd be a great guy card, wouldn't it? All right, now the last thing we have to do is put on our sequins. This is from the trio sequins, which I use all the time. All righty, and our card is ready for sending. That turned out pretty cool, right? Yeah, this is a really awesome set of cards. All right, let's lay these over, and I will show you card number 3, which looks like this. Okay, we're using a bit more of the designer paper, which is really an awesome set of designer paper. So the first thing we're going to do is work on the greeting, and it says thanks so much. Of course, you can use any greeting that you have. I'm going to check it out, make sure it's inking okay, looking good. And then we're going to layer that over the crumb cake label here. We're good. So I'm going to lay that to the side. The next thing we're going to work on is the spoon. This is also in crumb cake. And this is what your spoon looks like. I'm using black ink here. It doesn't matter what black ink you use as long as it's black ink. We're going to layer that over the spoon, rock it slightly to make sure we get the whole spoon on there, looking good. So we'll lay that over to the side. And now we're going to work on the coffee cup. And the coffee cup is also done in black, but we're stamping on petal pink. Let's check that out. Very good. Okay, ink it up for good and center that over your coffee cup and press. Excellent. Now we have a little bit of coffee to pop in the top of that. So we are going to put a little glue on the back side and layer that right inside the cup. Now, if you like Wink of Stella, this is a fun place to add a little bit of wink. Actually, you could add it to that first card also if you like Wink of Stella. Makes it look like it's actually got coffee in there, which is cool. All right, I'm going to flip this to the back side, and we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals back here so that we can be ready when we are ready to put that on the card front. Let's get our card base apps here, and we are going to use a petal pink base. And we're going to use the next layer, which I call this the star embossing folder. It is actually one of the 3 basic 3D embossing folders that's an online exclusive product. So on the back side, I'm just going to add a bit of glue. And we're going to nail that to the front of the card. There we go. So you'll see a little bit of the card base around that. Not a whole lot. So let's put this top layering together first. So I have a piece of the designer paper, and it looks like a swirl of coffee. So I'm going to nail that right here, and you can, I think that looks good right there. I'm going to put that on the next piece of designer paper. There we go, it's just centered. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this on here and center it. Okay, just like this. So you see it at the sides, but not the top and the bottom, and you're centering it top to bottom there. And we have one last piece, and that is distressed, it's distressed gold. And you know what? I am going to use glue dots to glue that down. It's a little slick on the top, but you can use regular glue. It will work fine. You just need to make sure that you let it dry because it's a little slick on the top so it doesn't absorb like regular cardstock does. All right, so we've got our glue dots on there. And we are going to center this. Now, when we're not using liquid glue, you have to make sure that you've got it where you want it before you lay it down. There we go. Just like that. And now on the back of this is not slick back here, so I can use regular glue back there. And we're going to center that on the front of our card, just like that. Now, the cup will go on next, so we're going to take off the toppers of our dimensionals. And we're going to center the cup, which means the handle here will go over just a little bit out of center. Okay, very good. Now the verse, we want to hook it onto the cup, but we want to it's going to be suspended a little bit on this side. So on back of the much, we're going to put a glue dot, and over here under the thanks, we're going to put a mini dimensional. Let's see, I got a mini over here. So that's going to go right here so that this will be on the cup and this will be on the designer paper there. All right, and that's going to go up here at the top. So we're going to come over to about that first little mark there and press that down. And last but not least, we have a little spoon here. And the spoon is going to get kind of angled a bit on the cup, just like that. And then your card is ready for sending. I'll hold it up so I can hold it to the light. You can see that gold back there a little bit better. Okay, so those are the 3 cards. And like I said, the set that we're using is called Latte Love. I hope you enjoyed stamping this evening, and we'll be back here the second and the 4th Tuesday of every month. It's called Stamp and Go because it's pretty quick, and then you're gone. Remember, if you want a free card kit, you can get a kit to make 2 of each of these cards by placing an online order using that host code that's down there under the comments down below the screen. If you spend $35, you'll get that kit to make the cards. If you spend $50, you'll get an extra pack of embellishments. If you enjoyed this class, you might want to visit our live Zoom classes on the weekends, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can find out about those. You can see the schedule on my blog, which is sandylovesstamping.com. And if you see one you'd like to attend or get more information, see what the cards look like, just contact me by email, or my phone is there also. So I'm hoping that you'll join us. Thanks for coming tonight. And remember, if you want to contact me, my email and my blog are down there, and you are welcome to call about suggestions, questions, or just placing a comment. Also, before you leave, if you could subscribe, share, or like, or all 3, which would be awesome, I would very much appreciate it. So thanks again for joining us. Take care.